Okay, now it's recording.
Hey, start recording.
George Kittle is he's so good. You forget. You miss him for like 2 weeks, you forget how good he is. And then he's just
I didn't
tearing.
forget.
I neither. My fantasy team
Never forget.
definitely forgot how amazing he was.
Guys, I
It's
think I'm
more,
gonna
George Kittle
win.
never-
I win this week. I
it's
get my
amazing.
I
first
lose.
W.
Are you really?
Yeah, Jarrett McKinnon went off. Got
He
me
did
the
go
W.
up.
Nobody cares about your fantasy team specifically.
At least one person
Or
does.
mine. Or mine.
Well, this
There's at
motherfucker.
least one person listening to us talk that cares about my fantasy teams.
And it's the one talking.
This freaking
It's Steve.
This Jeff Wilson guy, he stinks. He stinks. What's going on? He has one good game and now he's done?
Hey, you guys mind if I start the show?
No.
Hold on.
Let's just wait a second.
All right, I'll wait.
Give it a minute.
Okay.
I think we should start it.
All right, yeah, maybe we should start.
Welcome to the Relatively Jumbo podcast. My name is Nick. Don't make that face while I'm doing the intro. I don't know if something good happened. Follow us on Twitter at Jumbo Podcast, on Instagram, Jumbo Podcast. We post the episode wrap-up videos where we record a video with a slightly different conversation right after.
Pretty much the same.
Facebook and YouTube. YouTube, we post all of the wrap-up videos there and also the podcast episodes. What's going on, boys?
A lot.
It's been a
lot. It's
great
been a rough
day
week.
for the wide world of sports.
It's been a rough week for the city in sports. It wasn't a rough day today for
Today
us.
was, half rough.
No, we
half
won.
not so rough.
Wait, well,
We
I
won
don't
by
care.
a lot.
We'll talk about that other shit another time. I can't control that team winning or losing. I'm talking about the cakeball game. We
There was some drama.
came out.
There was a lot of drama.
Oh, you should
There
have
was
seen
almost
this dude.
a schoolyard brawl happening at kickball this morning.
Why?
No, it was just bickering. It's all right, Nick. You're at a distance. You see a guy with a flat brim hat, Ezekiel Elliott jersey, and a really shitty thin gold chain. What's your first impressions of him?
He did
Like
have
he's playing on the other team?
shorts too.
Yes,
I think he had the longer Jenko jean shorts.
Some long cut of denim that isn't long enough to be jeans.
Yeah.
I feel like I see that guy at every single sports bar, and that guy always gets into a fight and or gets kicked out.
Well,
he was a hardo for sure.
He was the pitcher today, and he threw that ball hard. He literally stood up probably a couple feet closer than most pitchers do, and really hurled some balls in there. Didn't care who was in his way, and we still won because they sucked.
Yeah, we were really good today.
And our defense looked good, and it's going to be hard to hit when the guy's sitting so close. He's literally whipping the ball like it's a fucking bowling ball, trying to knock down some pins. I mean, he was really, really trying hard to like.
Some of us today did have a good day at the plate, so I wouldn't say that it was impossible to kick off of him. For some people,
it was just
others maybe who aren't as good at the game, who need a little bit more work in the box.
I think I made like half of our outs though. That's the thing. Like I made a decent amount of the outs today.
You were very active at first base.
Yeah, there's just a lot of outs there. Big comeback from the last time. And I don't like bragging about myself. I really showed how much determination I have to really grow and get better from my mistakes. And Michelle's watching me while I am making this statement. And again, it's just, I won't say anything else there than I think a lot of my teammates can learn a lot about how I go through the week and how they can do that themselves and reflect.
I mean, you're one of those rare breed, those all defensive first basemen. No offensive production, but defensive first baseman. Just a rare breed.
At the easiest defensive position
They didn't score a run. And week by week we get better. And we got better today.
You should do Instagram story. That's you just getting prepared for the game that week. Just like
a montage,
different clips of different clips of you getting ready for the week.
And I have to look at the camera like this, like, listen, everyone, we're right here, and I'm blessed just to live another day, let alone play another game of kickball. So we got to think of that first, right before we get on the field.
Ooh, yeah, we should get into the motivation realm. A lot of people buy stuff and give those people their money. So I'm serious. You should do that for the story.
Yeah,
we should post a link to our beer pong video with the montage.
Yes.
Do you have that?
It's still on YouTube.
Still? Oh.
It's uploaded.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we made a video in YouTube or a video in college.
When we were all in YouTube.
Yeah, we were inside of YouTube. It was the early days of the internet. That's how it worked. That's how it worked. You had to go inside of the computer. But yeah, maybe we'll find that and get that up.
It's a 10-year-old one now. That's going on 10 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
we're old. Oh, speaking of getting old, I've got a new segment. I don't know what it's called yet, but the working title is just I'm Getting Old. And it's random injuries that I incur throughout the week. Like just kind of getting ready for the podcast. I think I pulled a muscle in my back. I don't know how. It just started
getting
to hurt.
Ready to do the podcast. You hurt your back?
Yeah, I was just kind of like getting up, walking around, and now there's a muscle in my back that hurts. So I think I'm getting old.
I'm not even joking. I have so much respect for Sammy Sosa or whoever did this. I sneezed recently, like a month or so ago, and I like kind of pulled my neck a little bit. Had like a little neck strain for the day. If you go out and like do a hard sneeze, you know that it could actually kind of happen because like a hard sneeze, like you get a lot of movement going, and you're not really set for it. It could hurt. So respect Sammy. He sneezed once and he pulled a muscle. I partially did the same thing.
So that's a new segment. I'm anticipating that happening more than once, just because we are getting older. So that's a new segment.
Yeah.
I'll never do it.
I feel like you have a lot of nasty, not like nasty injuries, but you have a lot of little nicks and bruises, Devin.
Me?
Yeah. I don't know. You seem like a little scrapper.
I'm made of steel. You can't hurt me.
Well, you're one of those old curmudgeon-y Irish guys that would never admit when they've got an injury.
Oh,
never admit anything for that matter.
The last time I broke my hand, I was forced by a lot of family members and close friends to go to the hospital. Like it wasn't my choice to go.
Yeah, I could see that. You're like, I'll just suppress the bone into healing.
Did you not even like shed a tear? Not even one tear was shed. You were just sitting there like, well, it will be.
No, I broke it and then I kept doing the thing that I was doing, and then I didn't go into the hospital for like 2 days.
Yeah, that
and it was like black. My hand was like bruised and swollen like a softball.
I would not. Oh my god, my god. More stories I
did the
hear.
Same thing when I broke my hand.
Really? Oh, when was that?
I broke my hand playing intramural football, and our fall guy stepped on my hand and broke my hand
on purpose. It wasn't even he told me later, guys, that was on purpose.
Yeah, he's yeah. I remember that too. That was a nasty one. Oh god. Fucking.
Hey, we won the game.
Yeah.
So
that's what matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Another segment I got. People online are stupid.
No,
did you see?
I don't believe it.
I don't know, Steve. I know you're on Twitter a lot. Did you see people sharing this video of these baby giraffes at this park?
Yeah, I said. First of all, yeah, that's those things are scary looking. Those baby giraffes.
So little context. If you go on Twitter, somebody posted a video of just, I don't know, it just looks like a normal park in America, and then these baby giraffes walking around, and then a big giraffe. But it's clearly, if you watch the video for more than like 3 seconds, it's clearly fake, like augmented reality giraffes.
Yeah.
And like people are just posting it on Twitter like, "Oh my god, nature is so beautiful." Meanwhile, you can see in the video there's just like a baseball diamond to the left. Like, where do you think this is?
It's like they're in like a middle of like a subdivision on the street. Like it's just like there's people driving through and there's like tens of 20s of giraffes just on the street. I would be alarmed. I mean, like I was like, this is cute and all, but like this is like if this is real, this is a problem. Like get these fucking giraffes out of my city. Like they're just sitting around on the
Also,
street.
What do you got against giraffes?
Well,
Like
they're just
they're
sitting.
not
They're
hurting nobody.
tall. They're tall.
Not
That's like
hurting nobody.
I feel like that's almost like I don't know. Do they like charge? Do giraffes charge if they
I
feel?
think that's the weirdest looking animal I've ever seen. Like anytime I go to
Yeah.
the zoo, I spend a lot of time like, what are you? How did you happen?
How do they stand? Like, how does their neck
You
just
don't
not like
make sense.
flop? Like they got just the structure of a weird horse.
well, it was also like the video. The baby giraffes were like 2 feet tall,
Yeah.
but they were like scaled. They were scaled like a normal giraffe. Like I think when giraffes are born, they're like 6 feet tall and they got long ass legs. Like it
They
doesn't.
gotta be.
Nothing
Yeah.
about it looked right.
It's like they just get larger and larger. They just stay the same. They're just like growing plants. It's just like there's nothing to it. It just like keeps getting larger and larger.
I think we're just at the point where people just want something to believe in with this year. So they'll believe anything as long they're
Believe in
like, "Oh, this
giraffes.
is beautiful."
But the thing is, like, baby giraffes are real. Like, that's fucked. That's like, yeah, I'm like that. That's definitely believable. That video in particular, though, far from it. Baby giraffes,
Fake news.
their legs,
I
they
don't
can't even
believe
freaking walk.
I don't believe in baby giraffes. I never have. There's nothing you can tell me that will convince me they exist.
They just show up
Preposterous.
fully formed.
Mm-hmm.
Overnight,
They
they get
they
zapped
get
out
off
of the
the
world.
spaceship and they're full size giraffes.
That is some. They are alien shits. I don't know what the fuck
I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense to me.
What class of animal is that? Is that like a horse?
Is that a class
It's
of
like
animal?
it's a
A
horse if you
mammal.
like grabbed it by its head and like whipped it around for a
Yeah.
while.
We
Then you
have
get a giraffe.
reptiles, we have mammals, we have horses, we have fish.
Oh,
Yeah, is that the horse phylum?
insects too, and
Yeah,
spiders. Spiders, they're different. Spiders are different than insects, in my opinion.
and you're standing
How?
by that? You're holding firm to that?
Spiders are like they got a lot of different types of spiders. There's a lot of just different insects, and
Yeah,
they're
you're right. There's
scarier.
only one type of ant.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, the red ones,
Man,
and they
you got
fucking
that good key
pricks.
today. You picked up that good shit.
Yeah, it was the goodies. Um, you know what? It wasn't good today,
Wait, before
folks.
we get into football, folks,
No,
Before
I
we
wasn't
do
even
it,
talking about football. It's my
Nick's got
parking
another segment.
situation.
What do you mean?
talking about what now?
My parking.
What
Couldn't
about
What
your
find
about your
parking?
parking.
parking?
Oh, I couldn't find it. It's tough around these streets. That's about it. This is a really tough situation.
Are you
Just
talking
wanted
about
to see if everyone
in what situation? Like just going
hard to
home?
find parking tonight. The hell you want me to say? It's hard. It's a tough night to find it. It's a tough night in general.
Why are you
This is a
looking?
segment for this is a segment for you?
Yeah, parking problems. You guys got parking you got a driveway. Why he got a
Call in.
driveway? Why he
Call
got a
into the
driveway?
show.
Why you got a driveway?
If you have parking problems, call into the show. We want to hear from you.
It's tough.
We're just taking general complaints at this point.
And what's the deal with parking in the city?
This is not my favorite
You
segment.
decided
This is
I
one of my
like it.
least
I
favorite
like it.
This isn't a segment. This is a general concern from me, and this is also a PSA for people in Chicago. If you want parking, you gotta find it early. That's a little dad tip, a little Chicagoan tip. Just go out there. Don't do it overnight. There's gonna be a lot of people there, and they already got their parking
How much
spots.
earlier can you get than overnight?
It's 4 in the morning. I say you set your alarm at 3 in the morning. You get up, you get those high risers, early risers. They move their car early. You grab those spots. You go back to bed. Boom. You get a couple extra hours. You don't gotta worry about the
Okay,
car.
let me ask you a question. How many circles? Because when we go to fall downtown. You can either park on 2 of the streets. How many times are you driving around that circle before you stop and pay to
I
park?
ain't never paying, so I am circling until I find it. I will never pay $20 for that lot. Fuck that. I will never
I mean,
pay
how many
to
times is too many?
park.
Would you drive home before you pay that
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't
20 bucks?
play. I'd be like, I got diarrhea, guys. I'm out. I'd rather get that
We see
before fucking.
we see you driving right now. We see you in the car circling
But it's
as I
tough,
got
dude.
diarrhea. I
I'm
shit in the
just the
car.
concept of trying to pay $20 to go park at a public park. Fuck that.
That's understandable. 20 is egregious.
Devin's throwing it out like he's Mr. Monopoly. He's fucking money bags over here. Oh, you got
I
20
got
bucks
it.
for parking? Give me 20 bucks then. I can need it for parking too.
If you got it, flaunt it. You know what I mean?
You're driving around paying $20 for parking?
Hell yeah.
He
I wait a minute over the thing and I pay $30. I could leave earlier. I choose to wait. I choose to pay more. That's how well I'm doing.
God damn.
Because all the
that man's
podcast
doing
money.
that man's doing reasonably well for himself.
I wait in the line at the stall to put my ticket in until it gets to the hour 30 mark so I can pay more to leave the lot. People behind me are not happy about this.
No. You
Because they're
get in the
also
line.
No. Just hold it.
I'm waiting.
You can find another way around.
That scramble is real though. When you have like a certain amount of timed parking, or like if you go to a movies, the movies and the theater has like a max and you're right up against it and you're just waiting for the movie to end and you're like, "Oh fuck, now I got to get through everybody." Oh, now everybody's leaving at the same time. This is going to be an extra $15.
I shove
I'm
a lot
5
of.
minutes over.
I do a Costanza and I shove everybody out of the way when it's a movie ends.
The
After
women and children first.
I first clap obviously beforehand. Like I still do that.
I take an end seat at the theater just so I could bail
Really?
early.
No, I wait.
Sometimes.
You watch the movie from like an angle in a way. You don't
Yeah.
want the
Well,
middle.
no, because like if you're towards the middle of the theater and you're on the end, like the screen is, I don't know, 800 inches. It's plenty
Yeah,
big.
but it's harder to get a hand jibber if you're sitting in
Middle
the end
back,
seat.
middle back. You
Middle
gotta go
back.
middle back for 3 reasons: big screen, you get the sound system, hand gibbers.
That's one.
Sound
That's
system and
three.
hand gibbers.
That's three.
Those are
You
probably
can't go to Jib City if you're sitting at the end. So you
like
can't watch the movie then.
if you're going to like a Marvel movie, you gotta sit in the back. Like you get to hear everything. Not like you can't hear it in the front, but I'm saying like you hear it like great.
Yeah, you're right. The side, I can't hear anything of what they're saying.
And you
All right.
complain to the people who work there and like, well, sir, you sat on the side. You knew the risks when you took that spot.
I'm sorry. All right. I'm coming up with a new topic. What we need to bring back. And what we need to bring back is more people applauding for things. So do you guys
No.
when's the last time you
No.
applauded
No,
after a movie?
No.
When's the last
Don't.
time you applaud?
never.
You never clapped after a movie ended?
Who am I
So
clapping to?
The
I'll tell you
maker of the movie. You were
the one
entertained.
experience
He's
that
in
I
the
had,
studio?
Yeah.
which was awful, and I'll never go to an opening like weekend for a movie ever again.
Which
It
one?
was in high school, and I don't even like the movies that much, but we went to go see, I think it was like the last Harry Potter, because one of my friends, he really wanted to go see it, so we went to the theater, and it was packed, and it was that Friday night, and after
Ugh.
everything that happened, people would applaud and like were cheering during the movie. It was the worst experience I've ever had in a movie theater. I'll never go opening weekend again.
That's what it's like for like
Never.
the Avengers and like people cheering on the it's like it's a movie, dog. I know you people like it, but I'm talking about just like applauding on credits. That's different.
Like a
We need
slow clap.
It's not different. It's the same thing.
I love it. It was a great thing.
Wait. You doing that is the same thing as the person that claps when the airplane lands.
And I was gonna just say the next thing we need to do that, and that's even a bigger thing
Oh my
because that
god,
pilot
dude.
is in the plane with you.
Oh my.
No. So we're
Oh
gonna change
my
the name of
god.
this segment from things we want to bring back to white things Steve does.
No, we're doing things.
To
You
change it to reasons I want to murder Steve in cold
You
blood.
guys are literally getting flown in the air on a metal bus that you will never be able to fly yourselves.
Oh,
And
I
you,
could do it. But
no,
you
you
had to do it.
can't.
I could do it if I had to.
Oh, here we go. All right, Nick
You just
Rice
keep the
Jr. over there. I
balances.
can
You
do
leave
it
the
if I
thingies.
learned. Oh yeah, I could do it. I'll
Look,
learn how to plumb. I'll learn how to do plumbing.
look, I'm a hero. I can do it.
Yeah, true. You're like Sullenberger, so yeah, I can see
Basically,
it.
silly. I'd
I
hit all those
landed.
birds too.
I
Guy
landed
hates
in the
geese.
I landed in the Hudson. Sir, you stole this plane. But I landed in the Hudson.
There was nothing wrong with the plane. It could have made a successful normal landing.
I know.
Yeah, but I did it in the river like that guy. Remember that guy?
Just like Sully, baby.
I give a high five and I walk away.
Now give me my key to give me my key to the city.
Sir, you're 100% under arrest. Where are you going?
I'll catch you later. He's so
Sir, 8
confident. Let
people
him go.
died.
That guy's
So
cool as
what
shit.
if
Let
okay,
him go.
how would we get you to applaud for an airplane ride? Would it
I'll
have to
never
be like
applaud ever again.
what if there
You
like
would
a lot of turbulence, like and it was like, folks,
Unless this guy's
we might
doing
gotta
barrel
go.
rolls in the middle of the air, I'm not doing anything.
Well, you would
Oop.
applaud that? I'd get pissed. I'd be like, sir, this ain't
If he does
good.
it fast
unless
enough, everything stays in their seat still. It's like if you have a drink and he does it quick enough because of the inertia, your drink stays in, and I clap for that.
It's like some Blue Angels shit. I dig that.
Unless this guy's making me
there's not
pass out from G-force on Southwest, I'm not clapping.
there's not one thing that the pilot could do to get me to applaud him.
What if he gave you free alcohol?
Okay, there's one thing that the pilot could do.
Get this man a
You
keg.
figured. This guy flies and lands an aircraft. The only way he's getting applause is if I get a Jameson ginger ale stat.
Hey, these are the rules I've made. You asked me the question, that's the answer. Nobody comes to my office and applauds me when I do my fucking job.
So the only
Do your
reason,
job.
so you're gonna applaud the pilot if you split a handle with him. So you might get into like a plane accident with him. He's like, "Yeah, you can drink
Hell,
my handle."
they're drunk
Okay,
anyways.
Well,
welcome to Spirit
listen,
Airlines.
if we're gonna split a handle and then he successfully lands the plane, that's applause worthy. Yeah, you can have applause for that.
All right, so Denzel, you're saying in that movie.
Essentially.
Yeah. So you clap for the guy. You clap for the worst guy out of all of them. So you wouldn't
Yeah.
clap for Sully. You clap for the drunkard.
I'd be
Yeah.
pissed at Sully.
So wait, yeah, wait. Would if you were on Sully's plane, would you clap?
No, I'd be like, just go above him. You seen the birds?
We
Don't
hit the
tell me
damn
anything.
birds.
You didn't see the birds?
Yo, they
I don't
don't got
applaud when the bus driver runs over a squirrel.
What? What if there's somebody on that plane that was like really upset about like the seagulls dying? It's like those, but you don't get it. He killed the birds. He's a monster.
The guy's a
Sully.
murderer. That's the
Bird.
book I'm writing. Sully, the murderer. I'm doing a
Yeah, nobody
tour.
tells the
Book
story
tour.
from the perspective of the birds. It's bullshit.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna a 10-year anniversary. I'm about to make it soon, so better be ready for it. I'll get
Has it really
get a
been
hold of
10
a couple
years?
of
It
birds.
hasn't been 10 years, has it?
It's been almost 10 plus. I want to say that happened like 2009. I want to say
Let's find out.
Sully's happened like 2009, 2008 or something like that.
I'm gonna say 2014.
Because they made the movie in 2014.
January 15th, 2009.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago. Now it's like 11 years almost. That's weird. Time is weird.
How old would those birds be? We'll
They
never
would have
know.
been. They would have been. They would have been a lot older, man.
They'd
Would
been at
have
least
been
11 years
flying.
older.
Would have been fucking flying, dude.
The generations
I've
of
got
birds we lost.
I've got an update. I definitely tweaked something in my back. This hurts.
What did you
Oh my
do again?
god.
You just sat?
Tell Jenna to take it
I
easy
don't
on you.
know.
This is ridiculous.
I got up weird. You never done
Oh.
that?
Okay.
I sleep weird.
No.
Sleeping weird. That's a tough one.
Well, you have those gravity boots. You sleep upside down, right?
Yeah, I just flip. I'm like a vampire.
Like a bat.
Like a man bat.
That's a vampire, Devin. Jesus, are you fucking
So you're saying they're real.
very,
knew it.
very much.
Confirmed.
Spooky
Confirmed here on the
season.
cast.
It's spooky season.
So before we move on to football, which happened today, it definitely happened. That's all I'll say about it. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on winning the Stanley Cup.
Doesn't count.
What a congratulations from the other side. I think we were like called out the Lightning within like the first week of us talking about hockey, and then they won. So that's how much our knowledge goes. We all hated the Lightning, and then I mean they're a powerhouse. I mean they deserve to win.
They won in the bubble. Their championship stays in the bubble. Once they leave that,
You really aren't
no
going to give
champion of
them
mine.
validation. I mean they played like 65 games outside the bubble.
Barely.
Barely.
They played as much season as the Hawks did in 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one counts though.
That was a sick one, so it
Oh,
definitely counts for sure.
I didn't think of it like that.
Well, that's why I'm here, and that's why you're there.
Yeah, the only
You know what seemed dumb to me? They kept playing Stanley Cup games during NBA playoff games.
they gotta finish them.
But like
Somebody's not
no, but
thinking
like
this through.
on
The ratings
but
wise.
at the same time in the day, like I understand you've got a schedules to stick to, but stagger them a little bit.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, it's also one of those things where they don't. I mean, they put some of the games on NBC, like of the finals and stuff, but they need to put more games on NBC. Like NBC does a bad job of promoting the NHL. It's not even like they own the freaking thing. Like they have most of the rights to the sport, and they barely put it on. So it's like, well, what the fuck? I feel like ESPN did a better job with it than they do.
Dude, that was sick. I almost yawned, and I made Nick yawn.
I wasn't
So
even
weird.
watching your screen.
That's so weird, right? You know,
It's
if you
like
Hurt my
yawn
back.
and you're talking to somebody on the phone, that the other person also yawns, and if they don't, they're a sociopath. That's science.
that. Wait, is that real? You're a
There's real.
sociopath if you yawn with another person.
It's something about
Well, it's
empathy.
if
Like
you
you can't
it's if
show
you
empathy.
don't.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't
If you
yawn,
don't
you're a
yawn when somebody
sociopath.
else yawns.
It's a sign of weakness. Vince McMahon. It's
Oh
Vince
shit!
McMahon's sign of weakness.
If you sneeze or yawn, you're dead to
I
Vince.
feel like he wouldn't like yawning either, especially because you're boring. You're saying essentially you're bored, which is also like bullshit. That all when I yawn, I'm tired. That's what it is. Don't think that you're boring. When
No,
I'm
I think you're boring if you
when
yawn.
when I no when I get bored with somebody, I just zone out. That's my way of saying that I'm bored.
Don't you just give him the finger and walk away?
That's what I walk out of classes too. I did that in college. I just walked out.
Don't
Keep
you
What a
me.
badass.
you
I
say
know.
very loud,
I
I'm
was just,
bored, and you give him the finger and walk away?
this establishment's fucked. And I throw my book on the fucking ground.
You're a real outlaw.
Yeah.
That was always funny, those kids in high school that they just go to class to make a scene and get kicked out. It's
Oh
like
my god.
I understand that your parents don't pay any attention to you and so you need the attention from other people, but like give it a rest, dude. We get it.
Do you remember the guy who used to say Jewel Osco jokes to Mr. Lake because he worked as a teacher and also worked at Jewel Osco? We'd be in the middle of
Yeah,
class, and the teacher
kids are
he'd make a
assholes.
joke. He'd be like, "Oh, another Jewel Osco joke." I think that's hilarious. I still think
This
it's
guy's
funny.
just trying to make a living.
He was a
He's a
teacher
good
and a
teacher.
Jewel.
He's
What did he do
fine.
at
He's a fine
Jewel?
guy.
What did he do at
I don't know.
Jewel? Worked on
I
the
don't.
meats.
I didn't ask him. I didn't talk to him about it.
He should be like, well, how you earning your living? How you earn your keep? It's like, well, you're 10 years old, kid, or however you only want.
Yeah. But this is home ec. Yeah, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna do well in life. So I'm not giving you any
Fail.
advice.
Also, did you watch the Heat Lakers game?
The Heat won finally.
Jimmy Butler went off.
Can I lie to you and say yes?
Not anymore.
Don't you wish
Yeah.
the Bulls had somebody like? I wish Jimmy Butler, like the Bulls could get somebody like him. Draft
Yeah.
somebody
No.
like him, or just be smart enough to.
No. Yeah. No. Yep. Nope. Nope. Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm
Nope.
I'm much more of a Fred
They broke him.
Hoiberg guy.
I am Hoiberg. I can
Yeah.
coach the team.
The fucking worst, dude.
How much do we have to pay you, Fred? Not a lot. You don't have to pay me very much.
The worst was that like he wanted to stay here too. That's I think the absolute worst part about it is that like
Yeah.
he wanted to stay here. So it's like, well, they're like, nah.
I think it's
But then
tough.
we wouldn't have the best GM and one of the best coaches in basketball. Like, future's
And
bright.
took him 6 years. Fuck.
That's fair. Well, he had to go to Minnesota and embarrass everybody there. He had to go to Philadelphia and not like anybody there. And then he had to go to Miami.
I think it's all situations. I think that obviously that Minnesota. I think it was overkill with Tibbs. Like he just was with Tibbs too long, and I think they were done with each other. I think they seen enough
Well,
time together, and they're like, well, it's whatever. And
Well, that
also,
team
just
sucked too.
yeah,
also Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler's calling him soft and beating the shit out of him with the backups in practice. Like
they
it was
are
pretty
soft. He
funny.
was so right though. I mean, they don't do nothing. They're like a footnote now. Like those guys, in my opinion, like Carl Anthony
Footnote in
Towns.
history.
Karl Anthony Towns is kind of like, yeah, he's like all right. I don't know if he's gonna be the guy that everyone thought he was gonna be, but then like the situation in Philadelphia is even worse. Like all those guys, like I don't know where that's going, but that's the downward spiral throughout.
Hey, they got your buddy Doc Rivers.
They did get doctors. The doctor's gonna calm everybody down. He's gonna tell Joel Embiid, like, listen, I didn't coach the Celtics for 10 years and coach the Clippers for 7 years and do all this for all this to happen. So straighten up. And he's going to get
That's what he's
real.
gonna say.
Yeah. They showed like a stat. I forget who it was. It's like Doc Rivers' playoff record is just like one of the worst. I think like,
Well, now since it's Philly and Boston, they always seem to play each other in the first two rounds of the playoffs. You're going to get to see Brad Stevens versus Doc Rivers at least once.
Dude, I'm looking for that. I'm really looking forward to that.
yeah. And
That's a lake bet. That if you ask me right now on this date on
I got to see what Philly does. I got to see what Philly does.
this is a lake bet.
I gotta see what Philly does before I can
Oh,
bet the
make it
leg.
now.
No, Phillies.
Yeah,
I
don't be
don't.
a pussy.
Do a
No.
lake bet.
Give me a month. We'll talk about a lake on that one. I don't know though.
A
That
month?
team's gonna.
What's gonna happen in a
What's
month?
going to change in a month?
Their
They're
team is
not
gonna
playing
be.
yet.
Their team's gonna be different probably in a month. I don't know what's they're gonna do. Like what? Like they're gonna. There's gonna be some changes there for
Are they gonna
sure.
restart the process? Hey guys, we're process part 2.
Would you?
Well,
Yeah.
they should have
I
trusted
think
it the
I
first
would.
time and not fired Sam Hinkie.
That was their first problem. They got this big collared burner Twitter fucking idiot that like is like, well, we need, you know what's going to be perfect for this team? Al Horford. Let's put him in here.
To a max contract.
Fuck, man.
Let's give Tobias Harris $176 million.
Let's draft a guard that can't shoot. He literally is terrified to shoot.
Sounds all good to me.
He's all right now, isn't he? Like he's not even that bad anymore, isn't he? Where is he
Yeah, in
playing at?
Orlando.
Yeah, he's not
He's in
awful.
Orlando.
Not awful anymore.
It hadn't gone very well for them. I don't know, past 4 years, and now they're just kind of stuck in this purgatory.
Basketball is boring anyways. You know the Lakers were gonna win as soon as they signed
Ah,
AD.
we don't know yet.
Well,
Yeah,
the
you
Clippers
know
not
it.
winning was funny.
That was funny. That was pretty.
Well, you know Paul George sucks. So
That's why it's funny because you can at
AD
least
is
get that.
Anthony Davis is at least good at basketball.
That's the thing. This is AD's team. I love LeBron. No, I don't really, not really that much anymore.
You?
But
God, I hate you as a person. Just on a personal, and this is personal. You know, how people say it's not. This is personal. I don't like.
I personally hate you so much.
I don't like you.
Yeah.
we're gonna end up like Mike and Mike, dude. They just hate each other's guts.
That was a great show, though.
Great content, but they just hate each other.
Great.
They just lit up for the camera. They showed how much they fake loved each other.
Yeah. That's
Do they still have a
that's
radio
something you
show?
aspire to be.
Is it just the Wingo show now?
Golick retired.
And
And
do they not do radio
Greeny,
in the morning anymore?
I don't know what it is. Greeny has his own show, which sucks. I mean,
I heard it was
Greeny's
off.
just
Like I heard the rating
Greenberg's
really
terrible.
bad.
I mean,
It's
Mike
really bad.
Greenberg's so boring. I mean, he's just such a dull talking person. Just never fun.
Well, that's why they needed each other.
Yeah, and
Because Golick was great.
Golick would make fun of him, and he legit would get upset about it. Well, it's like, dude, you're the biggest nerd. How can you get that upset about it? Like, that's what's so funny about you two. You're a nerd. He's a jock. You guys talk well together, and he gets like
You guys speak
offended.
good words.
You do good saying
You talk, just talk.
out loud.
How bad could it be?
You know what was bad? The Chicago Bears.
Nah, they were pretty
King of the
good.
segues. King of the segues.
They were pretty good today. I mean, Nick Foles looked like a goddamn MVP out here. I mean, how can you not? How could you not sit on this guy for 3 weeks? I mean, Mitch shouldn't have been the starter. Look at this guy. He tore it up today. I mean, he
That's good
just
that you
went
agree.
off. Yeah, he just
No,
really
I'm
went
really
off.
happy that me and you see eye to eye on this.
When you get, you got, a
No,
good
thank you. And
when you
it takes a
in
big man
58
to come to
minutes when
terms.
58 minutes when you score 3 points, man, you're dialed in. I'll tell you what. I mean, your offense is running on full cylinders when you're scoring 3 points.
Takes a big man to admit when he's wrong. And Steve, I want to say you're a big man. I'm happy you're finally seeing the light on this.
Did Matt Nagy complain about Mitch Trubisky in this game about how bad he was today? I mean,
I
that
think
his
it's still
reasoning
Mitch's
for
fault we
this?
lost.
Yeah, I think that's still what they think. I mean, this is I mean, I've probably said it every week since we've talked about the Bears. Like, this is the worst play calling I've ever seen. It's so bad. It's so bad. And they finally play a good team, and it shows how bad some of the shit he does is. And it's just
But it's not that they played a good team. They did play statistically the very best defense in football.
it don't matter. Like, it does not matter. This team has weapons that don't catch balls, and they suck at it. They've dropped so many catches today. It's embarrassing. They get
And that's because
nothing.
of the play calling?
They get nothing going on the run because they just get nothing going. They just give up on it quick once they start feeling like they're getting nothing on the yards, and they don't get any carry attempts. Like, they just give up on it, and they just go to this passing offense, and their offensive line really, like, just kind of took a step back today. And again, they were they just did not set themselves up in a good situation. I just think that the play calling is just so bad, man. And if you don't,
I think there's a lot of blame to go around. I think Foles missed more than a handful of throws. I think the play calling, they started with the run, it wasn't working, so they pretty much completely bailed on it.
but that's a problem, dude. Like, that's so, like,
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
terrible. And you're gonna miss so many throws when you have to throw it so often. And that's what they depended on Foles to do that. And he just couldn't. Like, he just wasn't completing anything out there. And they weren't
They'll be
catch
better on Thursday.
I don't know, man.
I
I
think
don't know,
I think you might
really
as well
don't know.
put Tom Brady on the injured list now because them boys gonna
Yeah,
get after
no,
him.
let's talk about that too. I mean, we can blame them as well. They were arm tackling all day. They couldn't get that running back down. And I'll tell you what, that kid is fucking good. That kid is incredible. He's going to be one of the best running backs in football next year. He's fucking amazing. They got a pretty
So you
good
like
running
him?
back. Yeah, he's really good, man. Dude, Jonathan Taylor is going to be like, what? Do you not like him? Do you think he's bad? He literally
Jonathan
ran
Taylor
about
Thomas?
he literally
I think he's
Yeah,
ran
great.
Tim.
all over the team. Like, he just ran all over them.
You say
Their
it's a home
defense,
improvement than what they had last year?
their their defense looked bad today. Like, from a running game standpoint, they did.
Starting it off with Khalil Mack dropping that interception that just fell into his hands, that kind of set the tone. They didn't get a whole lot of pressure. Phillip Rivers has a noodle arm. he
And
couldn't
I
really
hate that
throw
guy.
anything. That's the only reason why they only scored 16
Yeah,
points. It
their
was
their
bad.
their play calling was awful on their side too. Like they were getting 5, 6 yards of pop in the run game, and they were still passing the ball a ton in the second half. I was like, why do they want to give them the ball back?
Yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of sense because he could not complete a throw further than like 7 yards down
And
the
they were
field.
getting that offensive line is like the best in football. They were getting so many yards on every play in the run game. Like it was embarrassing.
Do you think that Allen Robinson is the best receiver in football?
No.
I think he's very good. I'd say he's definitely top 10.
There was a battle. I
I
mean,
I almost feel like he's the best receiver in football.
I think that's a lot.
what about like
I'll give you like top 7.
Yeah, but he's doing it with. He's basically got to
No,
do
I
it by
get that.
himself. That touchdown grab he had was sick. Everything catch he had on that last drive where they scored a touchdown was amazing.
He's very good.
yeah.
Who
It's
are
You'll
the
get no
6 in
arguments
front of
from
him?
me.
Michael Thomas, maybe.
All right, what
DeAndre
you guys
Hopkins.
talk about?
DeAndre
Don't look
Hopkins.
it up. You should know.
DeAndre
Julio
Hopkins.
Jones is better than him still.
I don't know.
Probably.
Julio plays only a handful of games every year.
Amari Cooper's really good. I think he's probably on the same tier as Amari Cooper.
Yeah, but think about everybody else on that offense that you don't have to focus on Amari Cooper. Like they have CeeDee Lamb, they have Gallup, they have Zeke, they have Dak's a good quarterback. Who else is a receiver that's even close to Allen Robinson on the Bears? Like
Yeah,
Anthony Miller
nobody on
sucks.
this. Yeah, he's so bad.
Amari Cooper was eating when he was the only guy when there's other people around him catching balls. Amari Cooper was good when he was on the Raiders. He was good before CeeDee Lamb and everybody else got there.
They still had good receivers on the Raiders. They had
I don't know,
Crabtree was
man.
good for him. Like they had other people that were good.
Yeah, that's
I'd put
true.
Allen Robinson ahead of Amari.
Mhm.
All right, well, then I'll give you top 5.
Yes.
You can
We'll
have
take it.
that win.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I was about to
I think
say.
he's good.
I was about to say though. I agree with your opinion that on Anthony Miller that he sucks ass. He's
Garbage.
so bad. I'm so done with him. Just
he'll
so
make
done.
like he'll make like one good play and then he'll drop like 3 easy balls.
So fucking done with him. Like he's like he's him being bad is the biggest problem. They literally have no weapons. Where's this fucking Cole Komet guy? Like where the fuck's this kid at? He sucks. So we just got some local kid again that just sucks cock at the fucking position.
We need
Like
to bring
what's the
Shaheen back.
point? I'll,
That's what we
I,
need.
yeah, I like it.
This game brought up something that I noticed in football in general recently. They ran a hard count on 4th and 1 to try and get the Bears to jump off sides, and nobody falls for that anymore.
No,
And people keep
Mm,
trying it.
I don't
Especially
know.
not it was early in the game and it was in Colts territory. Like they were
You know
still
who's
on their side of the
Yeah,
field.
but some quarterbacks are good at like Aaron Rodgers. I've seen him do that like all of the
Yeah,
time
Philip
against
Rivers.
the Hotel.
Philip Rivers is not Aaron Rodgers. They did it like 3 times this game, and it didn't work any of the times.
Well, I saw him shit talking Roquan right before he tried to do it again.
That was embarrassing.
Get over here, you mother freaker. Listen to me. Y'all freaking losing this game now. I'll put a stick of boo in your booty. Just think about that guy just not cussing you
What a
out and
weirdo.
just like just saying all this stuff and still get in your face. Like, I'm gonna freak you up, brother. I'll tell you what. I won't don't get your freaking mouth over here. I'll flip you and freak you.
I'll flip and freak you. Oh god, that's a
That's the name
T-shirt.
of his biography.
I've come to a point
Freak
where
you.
it's like I've come like I don't even hate him anymore. I've gotten to like respect him now
No, I
because
don't
Yeah,
like him.
I just like when he was younger and did this, I thought he was like a punk, and now he's just like old and doing this still. It's like this guy's just a curmudgeon. He's just what he does. He doesn't swear. He's kind of religious outside of football. And this is like his time. He's like Ned Flanders. Like this is how this is his bad boy side. So he's got a little. He's getting his mother freakers off. He's watching his 1 hour of Madlock, and he's enjoying it. His football is his time out of the holy life.
I don't like him.
This is a very holy battle of quarterbacks, by the way. Foles versus Rivers, two very religious guys.
Well, God helped one of the teams.
Bill Maher would be very pissed watching it.
Bill Maher sucks. He's so corny now.
New rules. Yeah, he sucks too.
I will say that Nick Foles looked bad, and it cost us a 4th-round pick and $20 million. And you know who wouldn't cost either of those things was Cam Newton.
Yeah, but he's got the Rona.
I just don't get what's at this point what Mitch doesn't bring that this dude's bringing. What
I think they're both bad. Them being like Foles being bad doesn't mean that Mitch isn't also bad.
Why are we playing the old guy that can't even run? At least Mitch can like run for his life and get 40 yards.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He did it once this season.
And it was sick. Remember that play? You kidding?
That was sick.
Well, you remember that old John Madden quote? If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, if you have no quarterbacks, you have none.
He also said if you have
That's my quote.
You have a turkey, a duck, and a chicken, you're having a fucking good time. You stuff those bastards. That's what else he said.
I remember when he said that. Remember when he said Brett Favre?
A lot.
Brett Favre. Let him call games again.
Yeah, just get him back in there. You don't hear anything about John Madden. He's alive, yes?
Yes, John Madden's
You would
alive.
know
Like,
if he
do we
wasn't.
know?
No, he's alive.
Well, would we? I haven't heard anything from John Madden in like 10 years.
No, he's alive.
When he passes, he'll be on the cover of Madden.
Yeah, I agree.
His tombstone?
Absolutely be. Oh, yeah. Just not a picture of him, just a tombstone.
You know, our fall guy actually kind of said that our fall guy thought Madden died, and this was in college. I mean, he thought he died 8 years ago. We had this discussion. It was 8 years ago. It's like, is Madden dead? I'm like, no way, right? And I was even questioning it. Again, it was 8 years ago. I'm like, is he
lives
dead?
in a trailer park.
He lives. Yeah, maybe just like in a place you can park the old rig. It's like I'm done with it.
John Madden's got to be the most famous sports figure that has kept a low profile for that long.
I wonder where he does live. He's got to have a huge ass mansion, right? Like
He has a motor home. He just drives the country looking for Brett Favre.
Is Brett Favre hiding?
From Madden, he is.
It's just a really long game of hide and seek between John Madden and Brett Favre.
Yeah, get that see now fuck back in the booth. That'd be hilarious.
I think the big story from this week of football was just everybody getting COVID. Everyone.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Everyone on the Titans. So the Titans game, the Titans-Steelers game they're just like, yeah, we have no idea when we're going to play this game because everybody seems to have it. For the Patriots, it looks like it was just Cam Newton so far. They've done multiple
How's he the
tests.
only person who gets it? Does he not have any friends on the team? That's the scouting report?
I don't know. But they've tested everybody else multiple times and everybody else is negative. So I don't know how the hell that happens. So they're just playing the game tomorrow instead of today.
They got to have Jason Stidham play. That's tough. Stidham time, baby.
I mean, Hoyer's going to play, right?
Brian Hoyer's getting the start.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Isn't that how you know, like, the Patriots the entire time knew that Stidham wasn't going to be their starting quarterback?
That's rough for him.
Like 100%
He's probably
of
sleeping,
the time.
right? Like, what the fuck?
That was
dude?
a bluff to get Cam Newton on the team.
It's like Belichick was threatening the team. It's like, you really want me to start this guy? I swear to God, I will. I will fucking start him if you don't get somebody in here.
But he's the GM. Who's he telling that to?
Kraft, because you don't want to give the money out.
They're only paying him like like it's a shit contract. He's selling himself the coach Bill Belichick to the GM Bill Belichick. If he doesn't get somebody in here, he's gonna start sitting him.
He just does it in the mirror so that he can face some adversity.
He's
he just
bored.
wants some adversity to overcome.
He's fucking bored. Don't make me. I will.
Belichick actually knows that Stidham's better, but he wants to use Brian Hoyer so that he can prove that he can win with Brian Hoyer.
I feel like this is God's plan. He's just been waiting to have a time to start Brian Hoyer, because Brian Hoyer's been on this team how many times?
Enough.
A lot. And I don't think he's gotten that much starting time. I'm not a genius. I don't think Brian Hoyer was started that much on the New England Patriots this past decade.
It's good that you admit that, finally.
Yeah. Finally come to your senses.
You're working through the steps, and I applaud you for that.
So Kansas City's just going to roll them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They would anyways.
I think so,
I think
too.
even with Cam, Kansas City still destroys them. That's a good football team.
What?
Turns out. Good football team.
No. What?
Hot take.
That's dumb. Moving on.
You're right.
Wait, before we move on, I'll say this: Titans are doing the right thing, getting COVID early, so they can make it to the playoffs, just like our Marlins did. So they are going through.
Ooh.
They're doing the right thing. They're getting all these guys sick first, so they're ready to go in the later part of the season, so they can start getting dubs. So good on the
It's
Titans.
like that episode of. Did you see that episode of South Park with the chicken pox?
Yeah.
Where all the parents try and get their kids to get the chicken pox. It's like that.
Exactly. It's the thing, man.
So the Lions played the Saints today, and the Lions were up 14-0 at one point, and it did not end like that.
They're the Lions.
But I mean, they really out-Lions themselves today.
Yes.
It was bad. It ended up being. They actually ended up coming back a little bit towards the end, but they still lost after getting a 2-touchdown lead and then just giving up, 28 straight points, I think it was.
Well, that's a problem that, the biggest problem is that Matt Patricia is supposed to be like a defensive guru. And
their defense sucks.
Yeah, like that's pretty.
They got rid of their best defensive player.
You can't be defense guy and have the worst defense in football. Then you look like, and he's also rocket scientist guy. So it's like, if you're defense guy and you can't make a good defense, like how I don't even want to put you in front of any sort of rockets. Like you'd blow that shit up pretty quickly. So I don't know what type of guy Matt Patricia is at this point.
Who was Nick's team, his secondary team that he picked?
The Lions.
He picked the Lions,
the Bills.
Right? Yeah, it was the Lions.
I'm pretty sure the Bills.
This game was pretty good.
The Bills.
The Raiders.
That game was pretty. The Bills, it really, even though the score was kind of close, it didn't feel that close though. But the game itself, Josh Allen is pretty good, dude. He's pretty good. Wish the Bears had somebody like him.
Nah, you want Trubisky. I know you.
Hey, I'll say it again. If you want to bring it up again, what are we getting out of Foles that we can't get out of Mitch at this point? What'd you see today? What'd you see today?
The Browns Cowboys game was the wildest game today. That's got to be the game played. When's the last time you seen the Browns put up 49 points
and almost lose a game? I really thought they were going to lose that game. I was like, OBJ was about to be on a verge of breaking down. You can tell. He was like, I'm going to do it if we lose this game. He was telling everybody on the sideline. He's like, I'm going to go nuts if we lose this game.
She's not going to shit on my chest if we lose this game.
I didn't hear anything of what you guys were just saying because my headphones died.
We were just talking shit about you.
What do you mean they died?
Headphones died.
Tragic. That's tragic.
We just
What did you guys talk about?
Talking about the Cleveland-Dallas game.
Yeah, they almost lost. So OBJ was telling people, "Is like, if we lose this game, I'm gonna go nuts on you all. So you better fucking win.
Blood Steamers game.
I'm gonna shit on you folks."
Well, that's his reward if they win.
Win or lose.
And if they lose.
Win or lose, I get shit on my chest after this game. So
Win or lose, we're still doing poos.
One quarterback throws 165 yards. One quarterback throws 502 yards. Which one do you think won the game?
Sometimes stats are dumb. I don't know.
yeah, McCarthy might be not that great of a coach. I don't know. Like, is he like just he's whatever, right? Like, it's the same shit. Like, they just like wasn't this what the Packers were when he was coaching? Like, it would just like be 49 to like 38, like just absurd scores all the time. They never stop anybody.
I don't understand with like the retread coaching hires is like this guy. It wasn't like he got to coach for 1 year and then got fired and didn't get like to get experience. Like he coached for a long time. Why do you think he's going to be a different guy?
Yeah,
I mean, he won a Super Bowl, and he also had like shit rosters in Green Bay for a long
it's
time.
he had the best quarterback in football in his prime. I don't give a fuck what his roster looked like, to be honest. Like, that doesn't matter. His coaching style is just not. It's just not good. And even Rodgers didn't like him that much at the end. So it's just like he's very. The defense is just like not there, and he's really focused on trying to outscore everybody all the time, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, their defense stinks. The Browns
All right.
almost still browned and they still almost lost. So, I mean, whatever for both of those.
You can't
Cleveland's
feel
three
good
and
about.
one.
I mean, you can kind of feel good about that win. Also, in my other league, I traded Nick Chubb for Joe Mixon, and I played the same guy that week. And Joe Mixon had like 45 fantasy points, and Nick Chubb got hurt in the first half.
That's rough.
It's great.
Who did the Bengals play again? They beat them down pretty good.
Bengals played the Jags. They beat them by like 11.
Burrow had a good game though.
Yeah, Burrow's the first.
He's a good quarterback.
He's the first rookie quarterback to have like 3 games in a row over 300 passing yards.
Yeah, so
I think he's real deal.
yeah, he's pretty. He can get there.
Pretty good.
I mean, they have decent weapons with just AJ Green and Joe Mixon. So I mean, if you had more
Tyler
around
Boyd.
that him too.
AJ Green's like the third best receiver on that team. Maybe.
I think that's because he's more so like
Old and decrepit.
yeah, a little bit. But I don't think
No,
he's
he's still
that
very
bad.
good.
Yeah, I don't think he's like awful.
See, I think he is.
Last year
this
he was
game,
like the only thing. He was like the only thing when they played like the 5 games he played. He was good.
This game highlights one of my least favorite things is because I had Tyler Boyd on my fantasy team that everybody here cares about, and Joe Burrow threw a touchdown to him, and I celebrated, and then immediately got called back for holding. It's just like I can't ever celebrate or be happy in the moment. I got to look around and make sure there's no flags everywhere, and then there's a flag. It's bullshit.
I feel like the refs.
I don't want that for you, anyways. Just
no penalty.
Everything in your life. I don't want you ever to feel satisfied or happy without double checking to make sure you should feel happier.
That's bullshit. I hate it.
I got a promotion at work. Wait, is this a prank? I want you always to have that thought in the back of your mind. This could go south real quick. Keeping you humble.
Could I want to bring something up and
no,
I'm going to bring this up now and I'm going to ask you guys a question like
down.
Do you think
abort
first of all, when are they going to stop putting Deshaun Watson's name in Patrick Mahomes in like the same class? Because I don't think Deshaun Watson is really all that great. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think this is GM Bill O'Brien and head coach Bill O'Brien's fault because the O-line, listen, the O-line sucks. The
Awful.
defense is not good.
Not great.
I have this tweet pulled up. Give me 1 second. The Houston Texans are spending $255 million in cash on their roster this season, more than any other team in the NFL. They owe their first and second round picks in 2021 to the Dolphins, and they're currently 0-4. That is not Deshaun Watson's fault.
He just, I don't know. I look at him, I look at their team. I know that they really don't have this, like, they don't have DeAndre Hopkins, so that's going to obviously be a big weapon that's gone. But, he sometimes makes some decisions that are just really questionable. And I just think that that's like one of those things where
Name 6.
any sort of like he had a bad first 3 quarters of that game. Like he literally had a bad first 3 quarters of the game. They
I don't know.
can't.
That's
I
one.
think it's like I think it's like one leads to the other. Like every time I turn a Texans game on, Deshaun Watson's running for his life out there.
Yeah.
So then he's just like, I gotta sling it because I'm probably gonna get tackled next play. I don't have another play
Yeah.
probably.
You've seen
And
good
then
quarterbacks get ruined because of bad offensive lines. Like it happens.
Andrew Luck had to quit his job as a football quarterback because of bad offensive line.
Well, now he's in a good. He would have a good offensive line now. Now he doesn't want to
Maybe
come
he'll come
back.
back. You think he'd be like, "Hey, Rivers, I'm coming back." If you get in the playoffs.
He's like,
I
now
mean,
you.
he could say that they would. Jim Irsay would 100% give him his job
He's like,
back.
now you ain't, you
Oh,
mother freaker.
absolutely.
You're gonna fight me for it, you little freaker. I'll kick your little freaking butt.
And then with his monster voice, he would beat up Philip Rivers.
Yeah,
But what were we talking? Yeah, Deshaun Watson running around for his life. Yeah, I guess that ruins quarterbacks.
Bill O'Brien needs to lose both of his jobs.
He's been around for a long time, and I think that they're pretty comfortable with him. Well, they can't be anymore. They're 0-4, so I don't know how
Yeah,
comfortable
dude,
you can be.
they lost to the 0-3 Vikings. Man, you can't do that.
Yeah, the Vikings really tried hard to blow that lead too. Like that team still sucks. Like
Yeah.
that game didn't show me any difference for my opinion on them. They're flawed too.
Oh yeah, I mean they're both. I mean the Vikings are shitty. The Texans were their excuse was they had I don't know like 3 out of the best 5 football teams to play the first 3 weeks, but then you come out and lose to the Vikings. It's like, all right, well now you're just actually bad.
Also, like, how the fuck do the Vikings just let go of Stephon Diggs like that? Like, or just like not want him on their
But they got
team?
Jeff Jefferson, whatever his name is.
Jeff Jefferson. What if some gang named their kid like, oh yes, you're Jeff Jefferson? Like, fuck you. Like, you must not really like your kid doing that shit.
Well, like Bill Williams, William Williams.
Chris Christopherson, like that. Fuck
Yeah.
that. I would be pissed.
Yeah, his parents weren't even trying with that. Bucks Chargers. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Chargers were down 1 score with about 3 minutes left, and the Chargers quarterback threw a pick.
The curse of Philip Rivers.
I mean, Justin Herbert, I will say to his credit, looked really good that game, but I
Yeah.
think he's just a victim of the curse of playing for the Chargers. You're going to go into the fourth quarter down 1 score, and they're either going to march down the field and then miss a field goal, or he's going to throw a pick. That's it.
It was a tough way to lose. I mean, they were winning most of that game, and then they had, like the second half happened, and Brady kind of went off.
Yeah, he threw 5 touchdowns.
This is apparently was the first time he's ever thrown 5 touchdowns to 5 different receivers.
I could see that.
That's a weird
Well, you know
That's
stat.
pretty crazy.
the
Yeah,
stat for this year is that Breeze and Brady are not going to trade off for whoever's thrown the most touchdown passes in NFL history. I think
really.
Breeze had he had like maybe a 3 touchdown lead over Brady going into today. So now, like all season, they could just be trading back and forth, whoever has that record.
That's so weird. That's it's like a home run chase almost. That's such a strange concept.
I'm gonna ask you to sit up. The more you slouch, the more you start yawning.
I'm gonna fall asleep right now.
You look like the kids in South Park when they're doing the World of Warcraft. Hot Pockets. Mom, need a hot pocket. Bathroom. Did you watch the pandemic special?
Yes, it was
No.
very funny.
You liked it?
Yeah, it was one of their better
Nick, I'm not
episodes
gonna
I've
ruin
heard
it
in a
for you, but
while.
there's one part where my jaw was agape with what I saw happen on the screen. It was messed up, man.
How would you rate
That
the
show,
episode on a scale of 1 to 10?
9. It was really
banana.
funny. It was
You guys
really,
can
really
go
funny.
ahead and talk about it. I don't care.
It was really funny. I don't want to. I just wait. We'll keep talking about it because they're gonna keep talking. They're gonna keep doing this, right? Like this is gonna be the theme
So
throughout. Because that's what
it's
they.
gotta be
I've liked how they've done that for the past, like with the weed farm, Tegrity Farms. What is it? Tegrity Farms.
integrity.
Tegrity Farms, and they're gonna keep doing the pandemic stuff too, and it's really really good. This is prime their writing. Like
You think so?
yeah,
I think it's I
it's
think it's
like
always been pretty good.
it's I have my opinions on some of their recent seasons, but this first episode is it makes it making it promising that this season's gonna be really funny.
That's our hot take on that.
I
South Park,
I don't
good.
know. I well, I have a hot take in saying that I mean I just found the last couple of seasons to be kind of boring. I don't know. That's just how it is. Like
Fair.
I don't think they were that great the past couple of seasons.
I'm trying to remember what was the last. Sometimes they all just blend together for me. I can't remember what happened last season. Do you?
Okay. No.
That's the thing.
There's like 30. There's like 20 seasons of it. I sometimes I
There's
can't
probably more
remember
than that, I
It's
feel
probably
which
a
like.
one
lot
is
more
which.
now. Yeah, because it started after 2000, so it's probably like 22, 23 seasons or before 2000. So
Yeah, I think the first season was like 97,
yeah,
A
which is
long fucking
crazy.
time to do something.
that's even crazier. Like shit about the Simpsons. That's like 30 plus years. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's going back to my original segment. I'm getting old.
Yeah, true.
So your back hurts because the Simpsons have been on for.
Well, I'm just going to say that my back hurts currently, and also The Simpsons have been on for a long time. I'm not going to say that they're related. I also can't definitively say that they're not.
I think they are. I think
That's
100%
fair.
they're related.
I think that's fair. Uh, Seahawks Dolphins. Of course, the Seahawks won, but I guess at least the Dolphins kept it kind of close.
Dolphins are sick, man. They're back.
Just like
Miami's
Miami.
back. They're back, baby. Yeah, they got fun colors. All their teams got fun colors.
That is true. I do like
That is
Miami's
true.
Yeah, like
uniform colors.
they just work for the city, and
Just
their
like the colors
defense.
of Miami.
Yeah, their defense is good, and Ryan Fitz once they get Tua in there, which will probably be in a couple of weeks, because Fitzpatrick obviously just doesn't bring anything. I don't know. He just manages the game. What are they? One
Did
and
you know that?
three?
Did you know that Fitzpatrick went to Harvard?
No,
What?
really?
You didn't
Who?
know that? Fun fact
Wow,
about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
wow.
He went to Harvard.
Do you think he gets sick of that shit? I don't even. I know Harvard grads like
Oh
to
yeah,
brag about going to Harvard, but I think he's the biggest bragger out of all of them. I don't think anybody's bragged harder enough about going to Harvard than Matthew Fitzpatrick or Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know why I said Matthew Fitzpatrick, golfer.
I don't. Have you ever heard him bring up the fact that he went to
No,
he's
Harvard?
that's the
never
thing.
said it.
It's like Chris Berman. He does it half the time. Like Harvard
Maybe on the league.
grad.
That one time he was on the league, maybe he said it.
Well, now it's gotten to the point where it's like the opposite. So everybody talks about how everybody talks about how he went to Harvard more than everybody talks about how he went to Harvard.
Like Inception.
Yeah, you get it.
You think in the circles, like his friend circles, you think in his friend circles he talks about it? He's like, yeah, dude. It's like I know
Well, his
this.
friends
I
all went
went
to
to
Harvard
Harvard.
too.
Yeah, true.
That'd be like me
Maybe.
saying, "Hey guys, I went to UIC." You're like, "Yeah, idiot. We did too."
I never bragged about that in my life.
Well, I tell people that you did. I say, "Hey, you know Steve? Yeah, he went to UIC."
You tell that to Brian. You're like, hey,
Hey, Brian,
Steve, you went to UIC.
this guy went to UIC. Whenever we announce you for the kickball game, for the commentary, for the play-by-play, we go, "Now Steve's up at the plate." Fun fact: he did go to UIC, so he is not that smart of a guy.
Yeah, just do commentary.
Yeah,
Like we'll get a booth and then have a microphone with a speaker.
so much fun.
I'll be doing play by play
So this is
and
like a
color.
roast. This is like a roast more than like.
Foul ball and kickball must not be that good. Anyway, here comes the next pitch.
Well, it's basically just like regular announcing, but if they didn't censor you.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun.
Ooh, wait, here's a good idea. What if like HBO or somebody bought the rights to do some type of broadcast of a sporting event, but it's just like uncensored commentary? So like you could watch the NBC version of Sunday Night Football, or if you've got an HBO subscription, you could watch the real shit.
Artie
It's like,
Lang.
look at this jag off.
No, like it's still people that know, like it's still people that are good announcers and still people that are like good color commentary, but there's no filter. Like you could just say whatever.
Do you know what that reminds me of? And I
What?
think we've all seen the movie Strange Wilderness,
Yeah.
where they do the commentary for like all the animal shows, but it's like,
Yeah.
oh, break me off a piece of that.
It's like look
These
at those
animals are.
fucking teeth.
I would 100% watch a show like that.
Well, that's why I like.
Patent. Hey, any of you listening? Patent pending. Patent pending. Trademark. Patent pending.
Oh,
Wait. You know what they should just do that for the XFL. I'm sure they're
yeah.
hard up for money. You get multiple networks.
Let
Like
me email
so
the
you've
Rock.
got right now you've got an English version of football and then you've got Spanish commentary. It's like that except one of them is just mature rating.
Yeah. You gotta
And
buy
he's
it.
like, "Oh man, for like the Bears game like, oh, look at that dog shit throw from Phillip Rivers on third down."
What
Not
a.
even
Yeah,
fucking
that'd be
close. It's
cool.
just yeah.
Red zone and then XXXFL zone where you say whatever you want to.
Who would be a
Yeah.
good announcer that would? Who you think would be a good swearing announcer? Maybe like. I don't know.
Well, since Joe Buck already made it into the Hall of Fame, maybe he could just like he's like I've already secured the bag. Maybe I want to just let my hair down, let my hair plugs down, and just get real blue with it.
That'd be fun.
Or no, you know what you could do for color? You get Bill Burr for color commentary.
Oh, he would be good.
That would be great.
That's actually the play. Like you have a professional play-by-play guy, and you got a color commentator that's a comedian. That's the
Yeah,
real play right there.
Can they do that for
billion
Monday Night
dollar,
Football too?
$1 trillion idea.
I'd
Well,
rather.
you know what they should do? They should do it for Thursday night football because that game always sucks ass
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, there's gonna be.
Which is why the Bears are playing this Thursday.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a shitty team playing this week too.
God damn it. Or you know what you could do? You could do the color commentator. It's just like a revolving door of whatever a funny person is that is a fan of one of the two teams. So like they have some type of personal connection to the team. So then it's probably even funnier.
Wait, let me read this off then for you in Bill Maher sense. New rule: in replace of Thursday night announcers, the color commentary has to be replaced by comedians because the
Are you
games
doing?
are horse shit. That was like a Coach K.
That was like Marlon Brando.
Yeah, that did sound like Marlon Brando.
I love that. I miss the impressions. We need more impressions.
I'll do you. That was terrible.
That was actually my Marlon
like
Brando Godfather. Then I will take it then.
Marlon Brando's doing the color for the Thursday night game.
You're a man. You're a man. Make the tackle.
Oh, I would love that.
I think it's a $1 billion idea. You're welcome. Somebody
At
get on
least.
that.
Somebody call Marlon Brando. What's he do?
Hanging out with John Madden.
Oh boy. Ravens Washington football team. Cool. Ravens beat another bad football team.
Yeah, they're gonna have to play a winning team soon again and probably lose to them. But it's cool that they're beating up these losers.
I'm telling you, I really want to be a Ravens fan.
We didn't get to talk about that Monday night game since it happened after our last episode, but holy shit, can the Ravens not play from behind?
Nah,
No.
it ain't gonna ever
Which,
work like that.
here's the thing I don't understand. So it's early, right? And you're down 10 points, whatever. Like, if you run your normal offense, you score 40 points a game. Why would you ever stop running your normal offense?
People get
Because
afraid.
Patrick Mahomes is going to score on every single possession he ever plays.
Well, yeah, but like you change what you do and then you get the result that you've gotten in the playoffs and against good teams. Whereas if you keep running your offense how you normally would, you're going to score 40 something points typically. So, like, why would you just keep doing what you're doing? I understand that you're technically behind, but your running game is as good as most people's passing game.
I feel
Just
like
keep running the
no
football.
one's ballsy enough nowadays to do that against them. No one wants to do that like Monday night Chiefs Rams game when they scored 50 points each of them. No one's willing to try to take that on with the Chiefs because it's gonna those games seem like the Chiefs can do it and it would be grueling. Like it's
But
just
it's not even the Chiefs specifically. It's just the Ravens. Every time they get down, they stop running the ball, and Lamar Jackson is just not as good of a pocket passer to be able to come from behind like that. Clearly, because he hasn't done it. But like if they just kept running their same offense, eventually you're going to get to 40 points anyways. So just keep doing that.
still
Nah, fuck
hopeful
that.
thinking. I mean, it's hopeful thinking. I mean, when you move down the field gets tighter. So I mean, there's more defenders covering up a tighter space. It's harder to get that consistency
I
in the
don't
running
believe that.
game. Well, against
Changing the game plan clearly doesn't fucking work. They do it every time and it doesn't work. Just try keeping the game plan the same one time for me, and I'm sure it'll still work.
the thing that's
One
ridiculous too
time.
is that the Chiefs' defense isn't even like their strong suit. So it's not even like they're intimidating. That's another
No.
weird thing too.
It's just like the Ravens press every single time they're down because they're not used to being down.
Yeah.
And they don't play well like that. So just run your offense the exact same way you would if you had a lead.
Well, they won today because they led all day, and this Reds
Yeah, because they were playing a bad football team.
the football team, the Washington bad football team. That's what their new team name should be.
They have to legally change their
The
name to that.
Washington bad football team.
The
Speaking of a
Washington
bad football team,
shitburgers.
Rams Giants. So the Giants stink. The Rams didn't even do anything particularly cool in this game, and they just won because the
The
Giants are
Rams,
bad at
the
football.
Rams kind of or whatever too now again. I don't know. They really kept them in there. I mean, but I guess maybe the Giants' defense is okay. Their offense is absolutely atrocious. Like I mean, their
Yep.
offense is really fucking bad.
The best part of this game is right after Jalen
So,
Ramsey and Golden Tate got into a fist fight.
you know the story, the backstory?
I do, but tell the listeners.
I don't know. Can you do it?
Oh, do you not know it?
Well, didn't Jalen Ramsey knock up Golden Tate's sister and then leave her?
Oh, they fucking.
Yeah, essentially. So Jalen Ramsey had two kids with Golden Tate's sister, and then left her for a stripper. So they've had they've had some beef, as you could understand. And Golden Tate, they kind of went back and forth at each other on social media before, and
Yeah.
then the funny thing was Jalen Ramsey had a huge tackle on Golden Tate in the game earlier in the game. And so that just kind of added to it. And then right after the game, somebody tweeted that like they went to, you know how like you shake hands and stuff at right after the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Well, they went and they just immediately started punching each other. like like they kept the formalities as long as the game was being played. As soon as it was over, it was on.
A gentleman's handshake. Fist.
Yeah. They're like, I respect you in between the numbers, sir. And then the clock strikes 0 and they're just like, pull out a chainsaw.
I feel like if it was serious, you just wait outside the locker room so like nobody can break it up.
Well, no, apparently, I don't remember. I think it was Jalen Ramsey was waiting outside of the locker room after the fact, and they got him up out of there
I mean,
eventually.
he wins that fight. I mean, it's honorable what Golden Tate's trying to do, but I think Jalen Ramsey wins that fight.
I don't think so, man. I just think that I don't know.
Wow.
I don't think so. I think Jalen Ramsey's kind of a fake tough guy. Honestly,
You fight him.
I'd fight him. Honestly, fight him right now.
All right. Well, first you gotta
Jalen,
knock up your sister.
I'm gonna. You best not go do that. And if you do, I'm pulling up to your place. We gotta throw hands, brother.
Okay, so you want to put Jalen Ramsey on the beef list?
Yeah, put him on that shit list.
Why?
Cause he fought
All right.
somebody that he piped somebody's sister and left her.
At least twice.
Yeah, multiple pipings. Bills Raiders. My Bills 4-0.
Can this episode be called multiple pipings?
Yo, the Bills are good. They they're
We
Yeah, they
get it.
are.
Nick, we get it. They're good.
They're for real. The defense is good. The offense is good. The special
Pharrell.
teams are good. Those are the 3 parts of football. They're a good team. The Steve, was your team the Raiders?
they were. It's been a tough 2 weeks. They've played a really hard schedule if you think about it.
They have.
They've played
Yeah.
this team, New England. They beat New Orleans. They've played freaking even their first 2 games were pretty difficult. I forget who they played, but I mean they've had a real go at it in the beginning of the year. They still got to play the Chiefs twice. I mean they have a really hard schedule.
Well, I don't give a shit because my team is good. So
I don't.
Barely.
Did the Raiders look awful? I thought they fought for a good amount of
no,
time.
Nah, they got blown out.
it was close.
Like a 4 point win. I mean they were. It wasn't.
Well, they got garbage points like the Bears did.
Yeah, I guess they had to get a. Yeah, they had to get an onside kick. They didn't get it, and that happened.
It was close. It was 17-16, I think, into the third quarter, or maybe even into the fourth, but it was close for the majority of the game. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it was definitely closer than the Bears Colts game. I mean, if I didn't have any
Uh,
rooting interest in that game, I would definitely not watch a second of it. I would rather watch that Bills Raiders game.
yeah, the game was terrible to watch.
Yeah.
Eagles 49ers. We'll wrap up with that and then preview the Monday night games. I mean,
Eagles beat a third string
49ers,
team. Congratulations.
CJ Beathard got in at the end of the game. I don't know. It's
Iowa legend.
the Eagles, first place in the division at 1-2-1. So that
What a
division's a dumpster
fucking
fire.
shit show, dude. What an absolute shithole.
Just a gross division.
You got to beat a third string team to get first place in your fucking division. Like,
because of a tie.
and they almost lost that game, dude. And they made CJ Beathard look like a god. He went like 15-16, like 150 yards. I'm like, this guy came in like the third quarter. Like, how is he doing this? Holy shit. You got 2 dogs on
Oh,
you.
Devin's being attacked by vicious dogs. Oh
Oh,
God.
good lord.
Oh,
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 hit these
oh
mutts.
no.
Tell them to get in the cage. Put these little things in the cage or get them downstairs to fight the rats.
We need to control the rat population in your house.
Oh, what if that was Bob Barker saying, help control the rat population, stick your animals onto the rats so they can eat them?
That's it. I mean, we pretty much previewed Patriots Chiefs already. Chiefs are an 11-point favorite. Do you think the Patriots even cover?
No, not with Brian Hoyer.
11's a lot with Bill Belichick, but I mean, there's only so much a guy can do not on the field.
Belichick only had like 3 days to prepare with Brian Hoyer, so I don't think he's that
Ah,
smart.
I'm sure he knew.
Probably.
He knows everything. He knows everything.
What's the other game? That's this game completely overshadowed the other game, isn't it?
It's Packers Falcons.
Yeah. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I hope the Falcons win. I'm sure the fucking Packers are gonna blow the doors off, though. I'm like 100% positive that's what's gonna happen.
I think either way, there's going to be a lot of points scored because both of those offenses are good, and one of those teams has a defense. Kind of.
Yeah, even they're a little suspect, but I still think that the Packers are gonna win by maybe 2.5 scores. Maybe I'm saying like 17 points. I think the
Yeah,
Packers are gonna kick their ass.
they're only a 7-point favorite.
Isn't it at Atlanta?
No, it's in Green Bay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's strange. Why that? It should be like an 8.5. I guess Atlanta, because you're right. Their offense is good, so you can't really give them that high of a spread just based off of that. But seven's high. So what am I talking about?
I feel like it should be more than that, honestly.
8.5 at least. Make it a score over.
At least 30.
30 point. It's like Alabama versus Florida A&M.
Yeah. I mean, Thursday game, Bucks Bears, it's gonna be gross. I'm not excited for it,
Yeah,
but
I
here
mean,
we are.
what the fuck is Nick Foles gonna do? It's a rematch between Tom Brady, and they both remember their Super Bowl matchup against each other. So maybe that'll happen. Your mic's off.
Oh, did the dogs actually murder him?
Yeah, I think they wrecked your stuff.
I think the dogs actually murdered him. So we're gonna go ahead and sign off here.
Wait, let me give you my final score.
For Thursday.
Yeah. Uh,
Wait, hold on. First off, oh, they don't have a betting lines yet, which makes sense. But go ahead.
I guarantee you that the Bears will be like a point favorite still, just because they're at
What?
home. They're at home.
I don't care.
No,
I don't. There's no way you make that team a favorite.
I just think that they're still 3-1, and that's it. That's
Well,
all my
so
opinion.
is Tampa Bay.
That's
Tampa
it.
Bay is also 3-1,
Ah, dude,
and they're a better team.
I'm getting really worried that this team might get blown out by Tampa, and it will look really bad.
Dude, this kind of feels like, remember the first year with Tressman, where like they actually started out pretty good, and then by the end of it, they were losing by like 30 at half of every game.
Yeah, if it gets to that point, holy fuck, that would be miserable. It,
Well, I mean, if Foles doesn't work out, you're kind of out of moves. You can't go. What are you going to go back to Mitch? Then
yeah.
nobody. But like then at that point, nobody trusts the coaches.
Well, it's about time because I haven't trusted him since last year. So it's like, hop on board. I've already brought it up 4 weeks in a row. This guy sucks at play calling. They need to change that over fucking changing the quarterback because the guy sucks at it, dude. He's so bad at it.
Are we 3-1 talking about blow it all up?
Dude, they are lucky to be there. They should be winless.
Yeah. I don't I don't disagree. It's tough. They could very easily be 0-4 right now.
I it's so frustrating sometimes. Like they don't hurry up. They don't do this. They don't do that. Like everything that they seem like they could be better at, they don't do. And fuck, their defense can't do it all. Like their defense can't do it all.
Yeah, and then they get tired because the fucking offense is going 3-and-out every time. So you're playing defense for 40 minutes a game.
I
It
s-
starts to wear on
I
you.
swear to God, if Foles doesn't have like a touchdown in the first quarter of that game Thursday, they kind of got to make the move back because he's not doing shit.
I think you got to go to the third string. Who is it? Is it
Tyler Bray, dog.
Kyler Bray? Yeah.
Open the. It's the
Open up the
Brainiac.
Bray book.
Yeah, the Brainiac's out here.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, we'll find. We're gonna have to talk about this game next Sunday. Maybe, hopefully, we'll between Thursday and Sunday will be enough time for us to forget a little bit of the pain because I don't think it's gonna go well.
if you were to told me the Bears today lost by like 3 scores, I probably would have believed you. I mean, it felt like it, right? Like I can't believe they
Yeah,
lost by 8 points. They felt like they were never in it.
pretty much. Well, on that sad, depressing note, we leave you.
Yeah,
Follow us on Instagram at Jumbo Podcast, Twitter at Jumbo Podcast. We're going to do the video wrap up right now. Find it on YouTube. Search the Relatively Jumbo Podcast. Subscribe. Any last words?
I think Devin's dead. His voice does not work. He cannot talk, even though he's screaming. And he's
The
got
dogs murdered him.
yeah.
The dogs have murdered Devin, and they're eating him like they ate the rats.
This is what happens when they don't get their rats for the week. They go ahead and eat Devin.
They're
So
ratless.
if you have any pet rats you want to bring to his house, throw them in the basement. Work those dogs.
And on that note, we'll see you next week.
Peace out.